In the peaceful village of Eldoria, where humans and demi-humans lived together in harmony, a young tiger demi-human named Lyra grew up alongside her best friend, Ethan. Since childhood, they had been inseparable. Although the village was peaceful, differences still existed. Many humans kept their distance from demi-humans, and some demi-humans in turn distrusted humans. But Ethan and Lyra never cared about these divisions. They were just two friends bound by a deep and sincere friendship. They spent their days racing through the forests, helping at the village market, and watching the stars at night, dreaming of a future full of adventures. Lyra, though strong and independent, felt something more than friendship for Ethan, but she never confessed it. She was too afraid of ruining what they had. One fateful afternoon, Ethan and Lyra went exploring near the cliffs outside the village. It was their secret hideout, a place where they could escape from the world. But as Ethan stepped too close to the edge, the ground beneath him crumbled. "Ethan!" Lyra screamed, lunging toward him. She barely managed to grab his wrist, but his weight was too much. He slipped, hitting his head hard on the rocks below. Lyra reached him, heart pounding, hands trembling. When she found him unconscious, a deep wound on his forehead, panic surged through her. "Please, tell me you're okay," she whispered, her feline ears flattening in fear. When he finally opened his eyes, Lyra felt relief until he spoke. "Who are you?" The world around her seemed to freeze. Her best friend, the person who had always stood by her side, no longer remembered her. Back in the village, Ethan was treated by the healers, but his memories remained lost. At first, his human friends worried about him, visited him, and asked how he was doing. But as days passed and his memory didn't return, they began to distance themselves. Maybe he'll never be the same again. There's nothing we can do. We have to move on. One by one, those who called themselves his friends stopped coming. Lyra saw everything, and anger burned inside her. How could they turn their backs on him so easily? Where were all their promises of friendship now? But she didn't leave. She never would. Even though Ethan looked at her like a stranger, Lyra didn't give up. She told him about their adventures, the nights they spent watching the stars, the friendly battles in the training field. She took him to the places they had loved, the old tree where they had carved their names, the bakery where they used to sneak treats, the river where they spent hours talking, but nothing seemed to work. Days turned to weeks, and while everyone else abandoned him completely, Lyra remained the only one by his side. One evening, as they sat under the stars, Lyra finally spoke with a trembling voice. "Everyone else left, but I didn't. Do you know why?" Ethan looked at her in silence. "Because friendship isn't measured in happy times. It's tested in hard times." He lowered his gaze as if something inside him was stirring, but still, no memories returned. One afternoon, as they walked near the village fields, Lyra tripped over a fallen branch. Instinctively, Ethan caught her before she could fall, and in that instant, a flash of memory, a moment from years ago, Lyra tripping in the exact same way, him catching her laughing and calling him her hero. Ethan gasped. "Lyra," he whispered uncertainly. She froze, heart pounding. I know you. It's you. It's always been you." Lyra felt tears sting her eyes. After weeks of waiting, finally, he remembered. Without thinking, she threw her arms around him. "You're back." Ethan hesitated for a moment, then slowly, his arms wrapped around her too. "I don't remember everything yet," he murmured, his voice low and fragile. "But when I look at you, I feel like I'm home." Lyra buried her face in his shoulder, her tail curling around him protectively. "That's enough for me. Moral, true friends don't show themselves in happy times, but in difficult ones. When the world abandons you, the one who stays by your side is the only one who truly matters. Memories may fade, but the bonds of the heart remain unbroken. And sometimes the feelings we hide inside us always find their way back, because what is real is never truly forgotten."